The rich heritage of Niagara Falls Air Reserve Station begins with this airframe, the C-47 Skytrain. On April 15, 1944, the 3rd Combat Cargo Group activated at Bowman Field in Louisville, Kentucky. Captain John Moriarty led the Lucky Third, which consisted of 185 members and 25 C-47 Goonie birds. According to wing legend, the Lucky Third's horseshoe comes from the shape of the garland of roses worn by the winning Derby horse, which in May of 1944 was 7-1 Longshot Pensive. The 3rd Combat Cargo Group's mission was to serve as an airdrome squadron, a mobile unit that would quickly move into a newly captured airfield and transport troops and supplies as ordered. In the spring of 1944, the outcome of World War II was far from secure. Nazi Germany occupied Paris and controlled most of Europe. As the Allied nations prepared for the D-Day invasion, the 3rd was deployed to Sylhet, India, and tasked with flying the Hump, an incredibly dangerous cargo run over the Himalayan mountains. From September to December of 1944, the 3rd suffered serious losses. 8 planes crashed or were shot down, taking the lives of 25 aircrew. On September 29, 1945, while operating in Kunming, China, the 3rd Combat Cargo Squadron was redesignated the 328th Troop Carrier Squadron until its deactivation from active duty. In 1958, the 328th reactivated in the reserves and settled here at Niagara Falls Air Reserve Station. From 1958 to 1971, the 328th flew the C-119 Flying Boxcar. During this period, they supported the Cuban Missile Crisis and the Vietnam War. In January of 1963, the Air Force Reserve reassigned the 328th to the newly established 914th Troop Carrier Group. In 1971, the 914th would acquire a new airframe, the beloved C-130 Hercules. The 914th would fly the Herc throughout the Persian Gulf War. Aircrew from the 914th delivered the Gulf War its first medevac mission. Additionally, they also conducted tactical resupply airdrops to troops in the 18th Airborne Corps. The 914th would then deploy troops in support of Operations Iraqi Freedom, New Dawn, Enduring Freedom, Inherent Resolve, and Freedom Sentinel, all on the wings of the Hercules. This is an incredible moment in our wing's history. Technical Sergeant Lucas Morrow had a chance to speak with a wing legend with over 40 years of history with the C-130 Hercules here at Niagara Falls Air Reserve Station. Here's the story.
Well, my buddy and I had talked about it together while we were in high school. And that's exactly what we decided we were going to do after high school, because I wasn't really into going to college and didn't have any direction, but figured I'd be safe by going in the military. Spent a lot of time in our barracks. Our barracks back then were like chicken coops. They were all wood, open bay. We did a lot of polishing and cleaning, just like you see in the movies. One day we were sitting there playing cards on a nice sunny day, and we listened to the radio and heard that Vietnam had declared war on the U.S. That's how I remember hearing it. Every time the airplane flew, we were doing something that I personally felt good about. There was never a time that I didn't want to fly. That's the unique thing of being in a reserve or guard unit. It's a family affair. Folks have their kids and nephews, and people can talk about their fathers or grandfathers had previously been in the military. It's really, you're already starting off as a family. I would have stayed. I'd still be in if I could. I can't tell you enough how much I truly loved being in the military and with the people and flying the missions that we flew.
Today, the Niagara Falls Air Reserve Station hosted a mission change ceremony, becoming the 914th Air Refueling Wing. In the wing's previous mission, as an airlift wing, they recorded over 187,000 accident-free flying hours. With the new mission comes a new airframe, the KC-135 Stratotanker.
We are the most highly trained, specialized fighting force the world has ever seen. And that's going to continue in the KC-135 right here in Western New York.
Brigadier General Stephen Parker stated that tankers are a critical component for the Air Force.
Is that nothing in the Air Force works without tankers. The rapid global mobility, the rapid precision global strike, the airborne command and control, everything that happens in the Air Force is enabled by the KC-135 and now the KC-10 and now the KC-46. Again, you enable everything the Air Force does with this new mission set.